they violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have to respond to Iran on this?
And to understand enough about the Constitution to the extent that I'm the one that's supposed to make a fucking decision or at least get a vote. Because Ron is telling me. Right. So literally, like.
Hello and welcome to the FSPF report. Today we have to talk about Donald Trump absolutely spazzing on everybody. Yesterday we have to talk about the sports world and what's taking place inside the NBA with potential trades and trades that have taken place inside that league. We have to start with our faith segment and of course end with our financial piece of advice. So let's get things started right off the bat with our faith segment, our scripture for the day. I opened the Holy Bible app this morning and it's a good one. Matthew 5:5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Very short, very simple. In other words, stay humble so you don't stumble. Let's segue into sports. Porziņģis from the Boston Celtics traded to the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that this could work out more for the Atlanta Hawks, more so than the Boston Celtics. When you look at the young pieces that they have in Atlanta, the scorers, the athletes, and you accompany that with someone like Porziņģis, who knows what it takes to persevere through injury and hard times in the NBA, who knows what it takes and what it looks like to go through the playoffs and reach an NBA Finals and then win that NBA Finals. This is a dangerous team. Now, of course, KD's already been traded to the Rockets, so there's some news within the NBA that shook things up. But also, the president of the Denver Nuggets suggested that he would be open to trading Jokic. Now, a lot of people may not agree with that suggestion. Me, however, I do, because when you look at Jokic and you watch that team play, he's a negative leader. When other people make mistakes or when other people take too many shots, he kind of hangs his head and droops around. And I think that he feels he's bigger and better than that organization. And I also think that he feels he's the one reason they won their NBA title. And when you watch him play, he's just not an uplifting leader. He's more of a give it to me, get out my way, none of you know what you're doing type of leader. And I don't think that that's a recipe for success. So get some value for him while he's still in his prime. Get 2 or 3 players who can produce the value that he makes and pair him up with Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter and see if you can get the thing done one more time. If you keep Jokic, good idea. If you get rid of him, good idea. I think you're in a win-win situation because he's a valuable asset with a valuable skill set. But enough with sports, let's segue into politics. And of course, if you haven't already seen this, let's check it out.
They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have to respond to Iran on this?
I mean, there you have it, right? So Uncle Trump drops the F-bomb. He's fed up to here. And how could you not be? I mean, you put yourself in his situation. You have the Democratic Party of your own country constantly being in opposition of you. You have the media constantly being in opposition of you. You have judges issuing injunctions in terms of blocking you from deporting illegal immigrants. You have judges blocking you from doing what you have signed in to order by executive power, and are keeping you from doing what it is that the people of America have voted you to do. And then you accompany that with foreign countries and foreign leaders acting like children, coming here begging for money, disrespecting you in the Oval Office, going around and breaking ceasefires when it comes to Putin and when it comes to Israel and Iran and all these different countries and all these different things continuously occurring, and it's undermining your authority. I'm sure it's probably pretty frustrating. I know that he probably feels like he doesn't have the respect he deserves or desires, and of course Democrats are going to say nobody respects you and you want to be a dictator, and that's not how it works. But in reality, it's because foreign countries can see how divided America is. They can see that we're on the brink of disaster because we have a Democratic Party who enables and encourages degeneracy within our country, within our policy, within our schools, within our churches. So it's very difficult to get countries to act right when they know, hey, here's the reality. In 4 years, you're going to be gone, and they're going to put back in some fool who's going to do whatever it is in the world that the devil whispers in their ear to do and destroy your country. So why should we stop what we started over the last 4 years when you had a weak, incompetent, cognitively impaired president using the White House as his own personal nursing home, while socialists and communists disguised as Democrats within America are running your country? Why should we stop what we've started when you're going to be gone in 4 years? They're probably going to rig another election. They're probably going to take another shot at a political opponent and this time hit their target. Why should we stop and do what it is that you want us to do when we can continue what we're going to do? And they're going to put in a weak leader 4 years from now, 3.5 years from now at this point, who's not going to stand a chance at stopping us. Or even worse, will enable us to do exactly what it is that we're doing in terms of destruction, division, and degeneracy. But all that being said, I have to agree with Donald Trump. They don't know what they're doing. You look at the Middle East, they're the driving force for atheism, because no matter what side any of them stand on, they say God's empowering me to do this, even though God says thou shalt not kill. It doesn't say thou shalt not kill unless you have a good reason. The horrific reality and videos and images I've seen over the years when in regards to women and children being killed and just situations that they're put in with the bombings and the shootings and all the violence that takes place in the Middle East, how could you prolong this any more than you already have? At some point you have to say, hey, for the women, for the children, we have to start acting in a reasonable manner. We have to stop engaging in this terror that takes place on civilians. We have to figure out a way to come to an agreement, settle our differences, and get on with life. When I look at Trump, it's like a father who comes home from a business trip for 4 weeks. He comes home, his wife is letting a homeless criminal sleep on the couch. His kids have changed their identities. His wife has overdrawn the bank account by thousands of dollars. And when he suggests actions that would lead to correction, the neighbors and family members basically shun him and refuse every suggestion he makes. That's the situation he's in. He's come back after 4 years where they imposed a pandemic. They forced us to take shots or be fired. They forced us to wear masks or not be able to shop in grocery stores or go enjoy events or anything. They even closed down many of the events. You couldn't get into a ball game. You couldn't get into a movie theater. I mean, you talk about dictatorship. You talk about authoritarianism. They were imposing their will on us, forcing us to do things that didn't really make much sense. I mean, I won't get into name calling, but a certain disease was killing just as many people as the common flu. I mean, it's illness. Illnesses exist in this universe. They exist on this planet. They exist for human beings and animals alike. You cannot dictate that people cannot live their lives based on your fear that they might get sick. But that's neither here nor there. There's a whole lot of things that took place over the last 4 years that didn't really seem right, but yet we were forced to accept it. And now, who we voted for 4 years ago and 8 months ago is back in office, and they're not allowing him to do what it is that we voted him to do. So who's the dictator? Who's the authoritarianism group? I would have to say it's the Democratic Party, who's by the day becoming more admittedly a socialist regime. Finances. Last but not least, we invite you to learn how the purchase of one silver coin per month at the price of $154 from 7K Metals can change your life today. For more information on how to begin investing and to create passive income for yourself, email us at thefspfreport@gmail.com. That's thefspfreport@gmail.com.